This is Ike, the Emblem of Radiance. He is the 8th emblem who focuses on defense and durability. You can use Ike from chapter 13 until the endgame, and his passive stat bonuses are HP, strength, and defense. Ike's engage attack is Great Ether, which has him wait for one turn with increased defense resistance before attacking with a 2-range AoE attack centered on him at the start of the next turn. And it's pretty strong, letting you hit up to 12 enemies, but using it is surprisingly difficult. It's okay on hard difficulty, but on maddening difficulty, if your unit has too much defense, the enemies will simply move past you in unpredictable ways and dodge the AoE. And unfortunately, Great Ether is difficult to use proactively. It does nothing on the turn that you activate it, so it doesn't help you secure kills that you need to get, making its use more complicated than other more straightforward attacks. Ike's engage skill, Lagu's Friend, gives him 50% damage reduction at the cost of having 0 avoid, and this is an amazing skill for obvious reasons. It makes squishy units survivable and makes tanky units even more tanky, especially against other damage types. If you use a character that does not depend on having avoid, then the lack of avoid is hardly even a downside. Now let's talk about his sync skills. Demolish lets Ike destroy destructible terrain in a single hit, and it barely ever matters. Resolve grants your unit extra defense if they're below a certain HP threshold, resulting for combat. And while this is helpful if you're hit multiple times, it's often better to be at full HP. Reposition is a cheap movement skill that can be worthwhile to inherit to help move your characters out of enemy range after attacking. Wrath grants you +1 crit for every lost HP up to 30, and this is strong when stacked with other crit sources for a 100% critical build. It is not very good outside of those situations. And now his inheritable skills. Defense +1 through 5 is too low impact to bother using, and axe power 1 through 5 is very expensive but can be a lot of extra damage. And finally, his engage weapons. Ike's hammer actually has insane might for an effective melee weapon, but is one of the most inaccurate weapons in the game. So to use it, you really need some kind of accuracy skill like Divine Pulse, or to use it with Great Ether for the guaranteed hit. The Irvin has okay might for an axe, but its high weight is a significant issue. If you want to use a heavy axe, then a forged silver great axe is probably better. And the Ragno is a 1-2 range physical sword that grants +5 defense. While its might and hit are good, it has 15 weight, which very few characters can use without a speed penalty. Ike's Paralog chapter is worth doing if you want Wrath for a crit build, but otherwise, it probably isn't. Overall, Ike is a strong defensive emblem that grants his user tremendous survivability, but compared to other emblems, Ike does not really help your offensive capabilities. Great Ether is too delayed to make consistent proactive use out of it, and the rest of his kit aside from Wrath doesn't really help you kill things. So Ike's best use is on a character that is already very strong offensively and wants more survivability, or to grant Wrath to a crit character at no SP cost. Overall, I give Ike a very good for enemy phase, but unfortunately Fire Emblem Engage is a very player phase focused game out of 10. That's it, bye.